welcome back to Fukuoka, Japan. That's right, I moved out of Tokyo and I'm back to my original city in Fukuoka, Japan, where I started from. The city that really helped me grow into the street photographer that I am today. I'm very happy to be back because I can also be here with my original group, Fukuoka SPC. And we have a new zine here, Fukuoka SPC Volume 2. The guys made a Volume 1 before, but that was without me. Now Volume 2 is with me. And who are the Fukuoka SPC members, you might ask? Well, it's these guys right here. It's me, Alec Griffin, Shinji, and Will. And I think you guys, if you've been following my channel for a while, watching my videos, you've probably seen Alec plenty. And Will. But maybe not Shinji. And Shinji is a native here from Fukuoka. Alec is from California, just like me, and Will is from France. But Shinji is a native Fukuoka-in. We have all been shooting here in Fukuoka for many, many years. And part of Fukuoka SPC that I started back in around 2018. And so now I'm back with the guys here. We made a new photo zine. It's for sale right now. And I would love if you could help support us. Buy this photo zine on my Shopify. Includes free shipping. I'll send it to you internationally wherever you are. Help support my channel too as well, because this is all the circle of life with street photography. You have a project, you execute on that project, and then hopefully you have the funding to be able to go on to the next project, right? And next we have the photo exhibition featuring some of the photos that are in this photo zine. And I'm going to be interviewing the guys about their particular photo styles and why they take photos, how they take photos, and etc. So I hope you will enjoy this next half of the video. All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right, stay humble. Buy my photo zine. Bye, bye, bye. Okay, please support us. It's helping to support all four of us, not just me, okay? Thank you very much. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video here in Fukuoka for the Fukuoka SPC exhibition. Nihon no minasan mo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Here we are in the Fukuoka Art Museum. Yeah, an actual museum. And we have this huge space, huge hall. We're even playing Rojo Project Fukuoka that we normally do out on the streets. We're doing it here in this exhibition hall on this big wall, as you can see right there. We all have a lot of space to show our photos, so I'm going to be showing you my photos and I'm going to be showing you the other members' photos too as well. So let's begin with me. I think a lot of people have in their mind a vision for what they want to shoot ahead of time, and for me it's no different. I always try to find three specific things that make a good photo. First is lighting, that's the most important for me, light. Then the subject is number 2. And then the composition is number 3. Number 3, composition. Composition tends to kind of fall into place based on the lighting and the subject, those being there. And composition is something that you can change dynamically, whereas lighting, you can't control it sometimes, especially in street photography. So when there's good lighting, that's when you have to get those other 2 elements to fall into place, right? So something like this right here, for example, the lighting, the shadows of the tree right here. Somebody came by with the umbrella and there's actually little leaves on this umbrella. So I thought that was really beautiful. This one, it's a little bit of a different style of the shooting style that I do these days. But sometimes I am able to get this kind of more abstract or artistic style photo where there's some foreground and there's some reflections and things like that going on. and I love the expression in her face. Also, this was in color too as well, but it's in black and white, and that's again is kind of my thinking is that lighting is the most important thing, and if you have your lighting right, sometimes it doesn't matter if it's in color or black and white, it works regardless. All right, so first up I want to show you this photo right here that took me about 2 to 3 months to actually get what I had in my mind, my vision of this photo here. This is what I wanted specifically, and it took me a long time, a lot of camping here in the summertime in the heat. I wanted, with these stairs here, somebody to be going up and down the stairs, and for this guy in the front here, for him to kind of change his direction on the stairs, I thought was really nice timing, really cool. In this area here, this is the front of Hakata Station, very, very huge area, and there's a lot of space in this area for anybody who's been there. You know, it's kind of hard to layer sometimes when there's sometimes very few subjects, and it's unlike Tokyo where you have just thousands and thousands of subjects everywhere you go. In Hakata, in Fukuoka in general, you have to be more patient. So yeah, this did take me a long time to get the bike to come down this way, to get a subject in the background walking this way. I really wanted to, you know, have all of these elements, all of these layers line up. Here in Fukuoka, this is probably the 3rd or 4th largest city in Japan, and it's a very fast growing city, fast changing city. And one of the things I always enjoy with photography is history, being able to capture an element of history within the frame. And so with this photo right here, we see a building in the background in this reflection called Tenjin Core. If anyone's ever been to Tokyo, North Tokyo, there's Shibuya 109 building, and it's kind of a building for a lot of fashion shops and things like that young people go to. In Fukuoka, we had Tenjin Core, but that building is no longer here anymore. It's been leveled, it's been remodeled, it's been built, there's a new building now. So I'm happy I took this photo because you can see Tenjin Core in the background that is no longer here. So that's a piece of Fukuoka history that I was able to capture, and I'm proud of that. And so Tenjin Core was in that last photo, and now this is the construction site of where Tenjin Core was now, or before, because now it's a new building, a huge new glass modern looking building, right? Where a lot of cities are getting these really glass modern looking buildings that kind of lack a little bit of character. But I'm glad I could get the timeline from Tenjin Core to this construction site here in this photo. And then next, my mission is to get another photo in front of the new building. So look out for that, I guess.
よろしくお願いします。こんにちは。福岡 SPC メンバー磯部真二です。私は2009年から写真を撮り始めました。最初は福岡でストリートで写真をずっと撮り始めました。それからだんだんと2012年ぐらいから海外のスラムであったりとかストリートである写真を撮り続けてきました。今回は2012年から2020年までカンボジアで撮り続けた写真を撮りためた写真を展示しています。まずは写真を撮るときは構図をしっかり選びます。構図を選んだところで、人の行き交うところを、シャッターをそこの瞬間で押さえてます。で、最終的にはカラーからモノクロに変換して、作品を作っていってます。福岡はもう、昔に比べたら街並みが、少しずつ華やかになって、すごく街並みがすごく開いてきましたけれど、カンボジアはまだまだ、 水も通っていない、街並みも舗装されていない、生活もまだまだ行き届いていない、そういったところを、スラムの人たちの姿を通じてその瞬間瞬間を写真で収めてきました。カンボジアの中でもカンボジアは仏教でお坊さんが修行する場所になります。修行する場所の中で、私は暗闇の中で一つの光が浴びてました。その光の中でお坊さんが、こちらの方を向いている瞬間、その光がこのお坊さんのオーラのように見えました。その瞬間をシャッターで収めました。カンボジアで一番印象に残っている写真はこの写真です。この少年は片足をなくしています。なぜなくしたかというと、学校の帰り道に、地雷で、踏んで足をなくしてしまいました。この少年の姿は昔の足をなくした時の辛い面影が残ってました。後ろにはこのギブスが並んでいます。しかしこの少年はしばらく私と接しているうちにすごい笑顔を見せてくれました。その笑顔が私自身にこれから先の勇気をもらうことができました。福岡の街並みは、天神、博多と、今からまだまだ街並みが上がってきます。それに比べてまだ福岡市の先の北九州市小倉はまだまだ昔の風習がすごく残っています。そういう場所でも写真はすごくいい場所が撮れます。皆さん SPC 福岡 SPC の応援よろしくお願いします。
My name is Alec Griffin. I am originally from California. Today I live in Fukuoka, and that's mostly where I'm shooting now. My style of photography, I tend to shoot maybe more composition, landscape with like street photography in mind. So I originally used to shoot a lot of landscape photography, and then today I've kind of incorporated that into more street photography with like vibrant colors and clean compositions, and that's kind of what I've been doing for the last 5 years here in Fukuoka. This is like kind of going back to this is sort of the origin story of branching away from landscape photography into more people and environment and culture and lifestyle. And this is again, so it's like you can see these two photos, the landscape influence here, but there's people interacting with the landscapes, and that's like, these are maybe from like 2014 or something. So it's like the sort of, why I wanted to show these is like the sort of beginning of my progression. This is more recent now. I'm still trying to kind of build scenes, people in the scenes, interacting with the environment. Still heavily focused on composition. Of course, composition in Japan is very hard because the streets don't have really clean architecture like you would get in maybe some fancy European city, or in even LA has some really nice clean buildings, clean lines, everything is gridded out and organized, so it makes it easier to do architectural type photography and shadow work there, but here it's a little bit more chaotic. The thing I look for a lot, there's two big things, is something unique with the individual, like where somebody looks interesting and generally they look good, or they represent an aspect of their environment that's unique. And then I also try to focus heavily on lighting, and just playing with reflections, and if I can, if there's good lighting. But I generally don't shoot an area that has bad lighting if I can help it. But here I'm playing with some reflections off the roof of a car, and there's people just doing their thing, and this unique like one moment in time, similar to this. I was just down over by like the station, and then the sun was catching off my lens. This guy pulls up on a motorcycle, and I was able to like kind of create this just like weird shield effect on him.
How about this one over here? What's this one about?
So this, we went out shooting during a typhoon, and it was really windy and really rainy, but also still warm. So we could just run around and watch. For some reason, like during the typhoons here, people still go out and they do shopping, and they don't really close everything down, which is interesting. And so you could go out to the cities and then just watch people pretty much trying to battle the elements. It's just like a totally different world when you're dealing with high winds and high rain. That's why like a lot of street photographers, I think, like shooting in the rain, because it creates like a different moment for people where, you know, typically if they're just on their drone march to and from work, if they're having to deal with like puddles and rain, it kind of creates a more interesting picture, because sometimes they have to express themselves a little differently to deal with these elements. So it creates for a more interesting photo sometimes.
All right, hey guys, it's Will. Long-time viewers of the channel might know me as the guy with Alex, going around the streets of Daimyo. So we've filmed a lot of videos together, yeah. So a little bit about me. I'm mostly a portrait photographer. I do events too, and I like to take also events on the streets. So this year my photos are mainly about two matsuris, Japanese matsuris, the Yamakasa, which I'm a big fan of. I have a documentary about it. The Yamakasa is a festival in Fukuoka, a huge festival. I go almost every year, and what I really love about it is just like the energy that you have when you're there. There's so many people, everyone's just yelling everywhere, running everywhere. There's water being thrown at you from all sides. It's a really crazy atmosphere. And people are also drinking a lot, and they spend the whole night drinking before coming to the festival. I like to capture the chaos of the atmosphere, the movement, the effort of the people carrying the floats. Like they're screaming their lungs out, like going ah, and lifting that 1 ton monstrosity. It's crazy. All right, next we have the Onio Fire Festival. It's a festival that takes place in January, so it's extremely cold. But people are going around in like almost naked. They just have a little cloth around the parts, and they go around naked. But there's a lot of fire, so it kind of warms them up. It's a really fun festival. It's very old too, 400 years, and basically they light up these huge bundles of wood that are like 10 meters long. It's crazy. And what's great about this one is you can get extremely close to the action. You can really get in there. Literally, it's literally like very dangerous.
It's very hot.
They will let you go. Not many people will stop you from going very close, so you have to just be careful. And there's embers flying everywhere, so you can burn your clothes down, so be careful with that too. This festival, the participants are also teasing a lot. They drink to keep warm, so it's pretty fun. I guess I like to. I'm attracted by portraits mainly, so I don't often go for like very wide shots. Unlike Alex, I'm more like going in there onto someone. I'm looking for like an expression, like a specific face or emotion. And also I'm very inspired by cinema, so like for me the lighting, the framing are very important, and I try to frame things in a dramatic way, I guess. I'm very interested in visual first. Of course I care about the story and the emotion, but the visual is maybe number one, I guess. Frame a shot that I have in mind and just wait and shoot many versions of it, and until I get exactly what I want, or like anticipate how people are gonna enter the shot to get exactly the framing that I want. Yeah, that's kind of what I do.